Okay, and the last demo, the fourth demo that I would like to go through is the setting up of one of these projects. And so if I go to the workflows page here, and let's start a new workflow. So how do you add a project? You have these workflows that are specific to your company. And what you do is essentially assign people to the different swim lanes. And because the structure of these tasks is already captured in the workflow, the structure of the tasks and the dependencies is automatically stamped out and created for you. And so let's go and look at that. And so let's continue with the planet theme. We'll create a Mars project. And we already have some pre-assigned names here. And by the way, if you have historical information here, it'll pull that information out and pre-fill the values for you. So we're seeing some of that here. But let's go ahead and create this workflow. And so now what you've seen is that kind of just, again, pretty much instantaneously, you have all of these assignments have been created. All of these tasks have been created. This workflow has been created. You see the first step in this workflow is to identify this opportunity. So if we come over to, let's log out here and log in as Sandy. And if we look at Sandy's task list, that identify opportunity of this Mars product is now the first thing that's on her plate. And so let's assume that, let's just say that she does this, and we'll hit apply. And if we look now, well, now she has a different task that's still from the same Mars workflow. Now it's draft MRD. And if we look here and if we do a refresh here, you'll see that she's completed this task. Now this task is the next task that she needs to do. And also it's the next task that's part of this workflow. So let's go ahead and mark this one as done as well. And if we come back over to here, then we see that now approving the MRD is the next step. And so really that's basically how you guide groups through workflows. Let's continue on with this. If we go into the approve MRD step and just say, well, yes, well, let's approve that and mark that as done. The next step is to define the product scope. So let's go to our homepage here, and define product scope is the Mars task for Toshiro. And we're going to say okay. In this case, this task has some information inside of it that we need to enter. So the first step is to add a product and set its release date. Let's do that. Then we'll add some features to this product. And apply that. And now we'll choose the development workflow. So depending on your organization, you may have different ways of developing different types of projects or different types of products. And so in this case, you would select the one that was most applicable and then set up a workflow. And really now we're setting up a sub workflow in the same way. We're going to assign people to these swim lanes. Those tasks will be created. In this case, I'll select some people here, and we'll create that, and we'll keep going. And so now we have a sub workflow for the project. Now for each feature that needs to be implemented, and again, you may have different ways you implement features. If you have different workflows for that, they'll show up here. We'll just go ahead and set up the workflows for implementing a feature. And you see here are the steps. You have design feature, design review, implement feature, code review, do QA on the feature, and then mark it as done. And so let's just start assigning names to each of those swim lanes. And if you had to change the estimates here, this is the place that you would do that. And just go ahead and create that. And so what's happening is that we're creating kind of at a click dozens of tasks and dozens of assignments and dozens of dependencies all at once. And if you think about how you might do that in another tool, you'd have to do quite a bit of data entry. And not only that, but the dependencies that you create may not be consistent from one feature to another, one project to another. So let's go ahead and create that workflow, and then we can mark this task as done. Let's hop back over to Anton's overview. And so here's the before. Now if we look at the after of this, we'll see, oh, well, now we have a new project that Anton's been assigned to. And so here's the before, here's the after, and you see that Frontier's already scheduled this in time. Frontier's already laid out all of his tasks. And if we want to look a little bit closer at Mars, let's look at the tasks part of the Mars project. You can see here's the structure of the Mars project. Here's the workflow that we're going to follow for the Mars project. And really, all of that was done very quickly using Frontier.